Today we're driving the all-new model from Renault, the Arkana. We're at Joe Malin Motors Naas to show you around this new coupe/crossover from Renault and take it out on the road. The Arkana starts at just under €29,000. This RS line model kicks off at just over 33.5 grand. The model we have here is the mild hybrid version with a 1.3 turbo petrol. The exterior design is pretty striking, particularly that swooping roofline at the rear and those thin LED taillights that are like a light bar. The front end is similar to that of many modern Renaults. Overall, I think Renault have created a car that was likely inspired by premium models like the BMW X4, Mercedes GLC and Audi Q3 Sportback. Its more direct rivals are the Toyota CHR and the new Citroen C4, which is also coming to the channel soon. The boot door is manually operated even on this RS line model, but it's not overly heavy in fairness. This mild hybrid petrol has a bigger 513 litre boot, whereas the E-Tech hybrid has 480 litres. Either way, it's still a decent size for what will be a family vehicle. There's no spare wheel under the boot floor in this one, so a tyre repair kit will have to suffice. The red stitching on the door, seat belts and the seats themselves on this RS line model is a nice touch. Back here, even at 6'4", it's not too bad in terms of comfort, meaning the Arkana will have more than enough space for families, and even with that sloping roofline, there is still enough headroom. Back here you get USB ports, a 12-volt socket and air vents. Up to the front, this one is powered by the mild hybrid 1.3 turbo petrol with a small 12-volt hybrid unit. In total, the car produces 138 brake horsepower. It can do 0 to 100 kilometers in just under 10 seconds. This will no doubt be enough power for the driver to keep up with stop-start traffic. There is also an E-Tech hybrid offered, which is a 1.6 petrol with two small electric motors and produces 140 brake horsepower. These bucket RS line leather seats provide enough support for your back, and you can find a comfortable driving position without much fuss. There is an armrest as well, which I believe is essential in a car nowadays and makes it easier to relax on longer journeys. The cabin feels high quality in most places, with a good amount of soft touch materials used, and the controls and dials all feel well damped. The touchscreen is taken from the new Clio and Capture. It's a good clear digital display, also housing the reversing camera as well. It's good to see that Renault have retained physical buttons for climate control, which is a big positive and makes them very easy to use. Visibility is reduced a little out the rear due to the sloping roofline, but that is the price you pay in all coupe-like vehicles. Some critics will say that the Arkana is more expensive than its sibling, the Capture, and doesn't offer much more in return, but I would argue that it does offer additional benefits, as it has more road presence and exterior style than the Capture. I also imagine that the Arkana will be a far rarer sight on the road than its crossover sibling, making the Arkana feel more exclusive. This French SUV handles reasonably well with pretty direct steering and not much body roll for a car of this height. The engine can rev a lot when you put your foot down, as the auto tries to find the right gear, but chances are you won't be putting your foot to the floor too often, and the overall drive of the Arkana is smooth and accomplished. The driving display is also easy to read and shows all the relevant info you need as a driver. It's refreshing to see a new take on the crossover, especially at this end of the market. The hybrid unit should prove reasonably economical to run, and it shows how good current Renaults are. Modern French cars in general are really putting up a fight to their rivals nowadays, and the Arkana is no different. It's an interesting option to consider against its rivals from the likes of Citroen and Toyota. Let us know in the comments what you think of the Arkana, and while you're there, please hit subscribe so you won't miss our future videos. As always, until the next one, thanks for watching Deck of Cars.